Okay, what's up everybody? I hope everybody's doing good. Today's video is really to show you how I put the cam towers on and how I put the timing chain on the 2GRs for these Tacomas. And I'm gonna try to simplify it and make it easy for you guys. So if you ever come across doing this will help. So let's just, before we install this, let's go over here so I can point something out. And I'm gonna grab a marker, so let me bring this up. I will try to like fix the angles before I edit, but we're just gonna try my best, okay, for you guys. I'm gonna paint two lines right here because there's a mark right there. And if we go right here, we're gonna see another two lines. I'm gonna paint these two lines real fast. And if you notice, there's a mark on the actual chain, not the chain, but the gear itself, the tooth. And there's a mark right here. So you can see that's two. You can see the two, the mark, and the mark. You can see the two lines. Then if you come over here, you can see like a very faded paint mark right here. So I'm gonna paint that real fast for you guys. And I'm gonna paint this chain link. And then I'm gonna paint this mark right here. So this is bank 2. So this is timed. Notice how when I go to the back, this yellow link is not timed over here. That's okay. When we put this cam tower on this side, we're gonna have the yellow links matched up. And the reason for that is because I'm not able to take this cam tower off because this is a warranty job and we can only fix what the problem is. So we only took the cam tower and the cylinder head off of bank 1. On the Forerunner video I made for you guys, you're going to notice that all the marks were timed, but you'll see that on the Forerunner. Now let's go to this one. I'm going to paint the lines here. I'm gonna bring the camera down. I'm really sorry for the horrible footage, you guys, but you can see a very faded mark. And I'm gonna bring this over here. You can see the yellow link. The yellow link, I'm gonna make a mark right here because you can see this mark and you can see the 1. The 1 stands for bank 1. You see that yellow chain? This is timed to the gear. You see this mark right here and this mark? So it goes 1, the yellow chain, the mark. 1, the yellow chain to that little nipple dot. So let's say we were to spin this. Okay, so that says 2. Well, we know this is bank 1, so that's wrong. Let's spin this back to, so you can see that that's 1 and that's 1, but you can see the chain links are off. Now what I like to do with the cam towers, I like to keep it all together because let's admit, I have enough parts everywhere, you know, so it's okay to keep it together. And I'll show you the trick of putting it back in so we don't mess up the ceiling. So you can actually spin this however many times it takes. So let's hope it doesn't take me too long, and we could get it right back on those marks where those yellow chain links up. So let me just keep spinning this for a little bit. I ain't trying to waste nobody's time. So right there, no, because you can see the yellow mark here, but no yellow mark here. So let's just keep spinning it. Make those marks line up. Even though I could put it back on, but I want them paint marks to line up with the chain link. Shouldn't take too long. Right there. So we got the 1, the 1, the 1, the 1, the yellow chain, and the 1. I hope we all see that because I don't see what's being projected on the camera. So we know that's time. The cam lobes are facing like that, pointing out. I'll try to zoom in later so you guys can see that. So that's time. All right, now check this out. I want you guys to notice though something. Bring the camera down. So this is round. You'll notice that there's a flat spot right here. I'm just gonna draw a line right here, because that's actually a flat spot. If we were to put the chain on right now, with this timed at top dead center, once it's on the head, the chain is not going to fit through right here. Right there. It's not. There's no way. It's not going to move. Now let's go back to this side real fast, you guys, because this is what I want to point out. This is bank 2. Remember, we're on the 2 to the dot, the 2 to the line. Even though we don't have the yellow marks because we didn't take this off, we know we set it up at top dead center before we took it apart. We know our marks are dead on, and we made our own mark. So I'll paint this chain. So we made our own marks. So this could be at top dead center, or not top dead center, but on time. But the point I'm trying to make is, notice right here, I'm gonna draw a line. If I can even get my pen in there. Well, there's a flat spot. I'm gonna put a dot right there. A flat spot. So with this timed on bank 2, the chain, you can get it over the links. And I'll show you what I mean when I put it on. So when you put this cam tower on, you set it up on the marks, you set it in, and it'll go in perfectly smooth. When we put this one on, we can't put it on the marks. We're gonna actually turn the gear a little bit, and you'll notice I'll leave it on the marks when I put it in. You'll see how it won't sit in. As soon as I turn the gear, you're gonna notice that it'll just drop in place perfectly. So yeah, key point, this one timed, flat mark, chain goes on, and I'll show you what I mean. So we know this is timed. This is all clean, ready to go. So how about I install the valve train, and we put the cam towers on, and we put the timing chain on, and we set the timing, and we'll call that this video, okay? I'm not a pro at camera parts, so now I'm gonna have to set the camera down, and I hope I give you guys a good angle of what I'm doing. So, okay, I'm gonna stop saying, but I apologize for the bad camera angle. Oh, one more thing. I want you guys to notice. I like using magnets. So, on my magnet tray, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are all long bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4 long. 1, 2, 3, 4 long. 2 smalls. And I'm gonna pick the camera up. Those will go in those spots right there. And then, as you can see, big, small, small, and a big one will go in the corner. Just to show you guys, I like to keep everything, make it easy. So when I have the FIPG on here and I pick this up and I'm ready to drop it in, I'm gonna put some of the long bolts in there. So when I set this cam tower on the cylinder head, when the bolts go on the threads, I could easily let it go and it'll fall into place. And then I'll turn the gear and you'll see how the cam tower will just drop. So I'm gonna move the camera over here and we're gonna install the adjusters and caps and stuff. So, in fact, I think I'm gonna move this motor a little bit. Hold on. Now I'm gonna get a magnet with his pocket screwdriver. And I'm gonna set this down right here. I'm gonna get a paper towel. When you take these off, you want to keep them submerged in oil so they don't bleed out and make horrible noise when it comes time to starting the car. Stick your magnet in there, grab it by the tip, find where it goes, easily put it in there, make sure it goes in there nice and smooth. Don't let no oil go inside where bolts go because liquid is not compressible. And then we're just going to put all these in real fast. They look like little bullets. If you can compress them 3 times with your hands, like squeeze them, like, and they're like, they're no good. All right, so we got all those in. Oh, no, we're missing one. Put that right here. Make sure they're all smooth. Got a good little lubrication on the cylinder walls, or the walls where they sit at. Alright, cool. So now I'm gonna grab each cap. So before I do the caps, I like to just get my finger and just let oil, gravity go down and lube all that. So it's not all metal on metal sound when you first start it. Give some kind of lubrication. Wipe off any oil that got anywhere. Cool. Now let's grab the next pieces that sit on top, the caps. Come this way first. This is how I took it off. And I like to put oil back just on top of that. And after we put these on, we're going to reseal the cam towers, and we're going to put the cam towers on. Nice and on there. We got janitors cleaning, so we're just gonna have to deal with the noise, you guys. Drop my flashlight. Alright, cool. That's all ready. We're going to use alcohol white or rubbing alcohol. And we're going to make sure that we don't have no residue on here. So when we put the sealant on, it seals perfectly, because you never want to do this twice, especially for free the second time. You never want to do it for free. It will kick your butt. So you want to do a perfect job the first time. These are the jobs that you cannot rush. Not if you want to do a good job. There's no such thing. You cannot rush this job and do a good job. Alright, cool, so that's ready to go. Now I'm gonna grab a dry piece of paper towel. Make sure there's no dirt. Alright, cool, we're done with that. Now we're gonna come over here and we're gonna tackle this cam tower. So we know we're timed. We're on the one, the one, the one. We are good. Turn this over, and we're gonna lay the FIPG, and then we're gonna set this cam tower on. I already cleaned it, but since I had it sitting down, I'm gonna go one more time with rubbing alcohol, one more time with a dry towel, and then I'll lay the FIPG. See if I can get this done as fast as I can before he comes over here. So air blowing over here, trying to build a motor. Take a break. Not yet, but let's get this on. So I'm gonna get the FIPG. We're gonna hit this up. Alright, go to chat. Alright, let's do this. definitely not a good time for doing tours. So it's gonna be kind of tough to see because I ain't really that strong, you guys. But I'm gonna turn this around. I'm gonna start putting the long bolts in. I'm gonna try to do this with one hand and move the camera. Blah blah blah. This is ready to go. Just turn this over. Use my strong hand on this side. Grab some of the long bolts. Put the long bolts where they go. Little bolts where they go. Alright, move the camera on this side. So I'm just trying to get very, very gently. I'm gonna get those long bolts where they go. The threads of the long bolts are right there. Alright, now I'm gonna get the rest of the bolts real fast. The cam tower is not sitting on there correctly yet. That's what I mean. So I'm gonna put the thread on it. Move this rag so I don't get no FIPG on it. I'm gonna turn this a little bit. Notice how it just sat in there perfectly. I really hope you guys saw that. Now it's flush. I'm gonna bring you guys back up here. We are gonna vary by hand. Make sure each one going in smooth. I'm gonna talk a little bit louder because they're cleaning the floor. Sorry if I sound like an idiot when I talk. Sometimes I'll be like nervous. I have no clue what the hell I started over here, but I started it, so I'm gonna try to do my best for you guys. We're gonna torque these down to 21 foot-pounds. I'm gonna bring the camera over here. You can see that the timing marks are off, like I told you, because we're gonna rotate it. And that's only for bank 1. Bank 2, remember, it will stay aligned. And when you put the cam towers on, you put them on a line and it'll sit in there perfectly. It will give you no issues. You don't have to turn it. This one you're gonna have to turn. So by this being turned the way it is, we're gonna have to adjust it when we put the chain on. And I'm gonna show you that. I am not gonna gun these down. I'm gonna put my gun at the lowest setting. I'm just gonna easily get that to hurry up and make. You don't want to do a circular motion. You want to start from the middle and go back and forth. Just snugging them. Never gun them. Never do that. Now grab your torque wrench. It says 21 foot-pounds. We're going to torque it to 21 foot-pounds. Okay? And I don't really like going straight to the 21 right away. So I'm gonna snug them each. So almost like you could think of it like I'm aligning the cam tower, I guess. So I'm just gonna snug them each before I come over here and torque it to the full 21. And we'll align those yellow marks back up over here. All right, so now we're going 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the same torque, we didn't touch it, but it's torqued. We'll go around the bolts that we did not touch. Just a double check, but I'll do that off camera. I'll just put the timing chain after we torque all these. So, direct fuel pump area. Alright, cool, they're torqued. But I'm gonna go around them one more time. Don't want to miss one. Yeah, they're all torqued. There ain't nothing wrong. But it's not like I'm over tightening it. You see how my torque wrench does that? If you guys don't know what a torque wrench, it breaks. So I'm not over tightening it. Double checking, triple checking. I want to do this job one time. I want to do it perfect. And I want it to last pretty much the rest of my life. Alright, there's no reason to go around them anymore. Cam tower is on. You can see the bead that came out. You see the bead that came out. I didn't have no FIPG, so I had to find a bottle. The opening was a little bit big, but nothing I could do. Alright, so this is never going to leak again on it. But it didn't come in here leaking. This came in for a cracked exhaust valve. Now let's put the timing chain on. I think I'm gonna pause the tape, you guys, so I can help him blow all the dirt in the middle and we don't have no distractions, so this is a good video. So I'm gonna pause the tape, you guys, I'm sorry. Okay, I apologize, I had to cut the tape because they were cleaning the floor. Now that we got the cam towers on and the cam towers torqued, you can see the marks are off. You can still see the 2 is on the dot. We'll move this over. So to put the chain on, we need to put the guides on. So let me check the book real fast how to put this on. I gotta get the torque specs too, so we're gonna put this on. We're gonna put the guide on. Put this on real fast. We can just set this here and we can just let it hang to the side. Set my torque wrench to 17 real fast. We're gonna torque these down. There's a gasket. There's only one ring that goes there. So since we're on camera, let's just put it on right now so we never forget that. That's very important. Okay, so now we're ready to put the chain on. On, timed. This is off. You're going to need a crescent wrench for this. So, first thing I'm going to do is get this chain on this guide on the mark. That's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm just going to get this chain with this flat mark on. We're timed. Now, you see they put a mark there? Just try to leave it there in that same spot. You gotta go. Now we're trying to get it on this gear. Go around that flat spot. Move the chain. So, put this on. Put this here. Live with that. Make sure that's on. Make sure you got the slack off. That's good. Hold the chain. Bring this up. As you can see, which you can't, so let me grab the camera higher. We're trying to get this yellow mark here. So to do that, I'm gonna need a crescent wrench. And I'm gonna have to put the crescent wrench in the little spot that's designed so you can move it. So now with this here, I'm gonna try to hold this here. Maybe sometimes you gotta play with it. Take it off of here real fast. Okay. Hold this here. Move this over. It's gonna take strength, you guys. Hold it. And then you can see with that round spot, it won't let me get the chain on there. That's not gonna work. So bring this back. Take it off of this one. With that flat spot now, I'm gonna put it on where it needs to go here first. I'm gonna put this where it needs to go. I'm gonna put this where it needs to go. Get it off this gear. Get it off the crank gear. So I need more slack here to bring this chain up here so I can move this 2 links over. I'm just gonna come over here, I'll move that over. I'll bring that slack up. I'll move this chain over again. So I need to do that a little bit more. Bring this over like that. Try to grab this chain with one hand. Bring that over like that. Is that it? That's it. Alright, so cool. I'm gonna set this up a little bit better. Alright, so now check this out. We can see that we're on the one. We can see we're on the two, and you can see that one lines up with that. But now, look, we need to move this much farther over so we can get it around the crank where it needs to go. So now I'm gonna set the camera like this so you guys could visually see what I'm about to do. Okay, remember, this one's still timed perfectly. Now we're gonna adjust this one. So I'm gonna take all the slack from here, which is all that, and I'm gonna put this on. So this is the slack that needs to come on this side so we could get this tensioner on. Let me get the tensioner ready in my hand real quick. Use a pocket screwdriver, pop that down, push this down. You can use a paper clip. And you can see down here on the pink, there's a dot. In case you don't see that dot, I'm gonna go get my yellow paint real fast, okay? So I made a mistake on here, so we could do it twice. So we did do this chain twice, in case you guys did not notice. So that's there. Flat spot here. Time, we're gonna move it. I'm gonna put this camera down real fast so I could do this. I'm gonna move this here. We'll take all that slack out by using that crescent wrench. Skipped on me. Up there. Moved on me a hair, so hold on, you guys. And the hair will make all the difference. So, right there. You want that chain link right there. That's time. I want to hold the tension now. I should have held the tension the first time. There you go. Come over here, make sure I'm timed. Now if we really wanted to, which I will, come over here real fast, just so I can move this over one. Now I want to come over here, hold that, I'm gonna double check that, I'm gonna double check that. There we go. I'm gonna take the slack out of here, and I'm gonna move it on this side so I can put the tensioner on. So we took the slack out of there. We're on the mark right here. We're on the 2, the dot, the 2, the paint mark we created, the dot. We're on the 1, the 1, the 1, the 1, the 1, the 1. I hope this is all making sense for you guys. We got that lined up to where it needs to go. We got the slack right here. And we got that yellow mark right there. We are timed. Now we're gonna grab the tensioner. I believe these are like 7 foot-pounds. Snug these up real fast and then I'll torque them down. Alright, so before we pull the pin, we're gonna make sure one last time. Yellow, that dot that we created to the chain mark. We kept this flat spot here. This stayed time. This was over, we got the chain on, because you can see now it's round. Now you can't move the chain, so that's why the flat spot has to be here. That's why the gear has to be turned here. 1, 1, 1, 1. I made a video of the Forerunner, which I will post, and you're gonna see I put a yellow paint mark here because there's a mark right here. You'll see it. But in other words, you guys, this is how you put the chain on a Tacoma. I didn't mess with the crank or anything like that. I hope it helped. I'll do another one on the other one, and I'll try to do better. I'm gonna clean this FIPG off right here off the cylinder head, and I'm gonna pull this pin, and that's it, you guys. Chain's on. I know for sure 100% that when I turn the key, this car is going to be perfect. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. Bank 1, bank 2. The right hand side is bank 1 on these motors, you guys. So number 1 is going to be this very front one. I hope that helped you guys. Have a blessed one. Peace.